A beautiful evening, everyone. Welcome to Faab Farms, and the big day that we have been waiting for. The day is right here before us. This is Sunday, and it's a evening time. I choose to do the video so that we can all uh, see a clear view of the situation that has plagued our farm since Easter weekend up to last 6 weeks, up to last 4 weeks, sorry. So the number of weekends that we have from that particular weekend up to this time is 10 weekends. And for 6 weekend, we have our the two stock, the two shorting, the first shorting, second shorting as at that time, we have it almost wiped out. So we are able to just sell few of those uh, fishes at the buyer's mercy. So even not up to the price we're supposed to sell them, because he complained that they are not up to the size that's even required, which is a big lie. Though the second shorting, we can argue that one that it is, but the third shorting, I'm telling you, it's the first shorting have really reached that level. So the third shorting is the one we have inside that tank that we said we are eating, which we are documenting as well, as it is good to eat from your farm produce series, which everybody will enjoy at the end of the day. So we are still going to bring the full report after all being said and done. So for people who didn't really they be familiar with this our videos, I want us to know that the house which we are living on our farm is on the same plot of land. So, like, let's say we have two plot of land, we use like half of it for house, and the half of that two plots, we then which is one plot for the farm. So let's put it that way. So it's just a fence. You will see it when I move down. So the two wells that we have, the first well is uh, on the residential area. The second well that we dig also is on the residential area. But the borehole that we dug last 4 years that collapsed is on the farm area. The borehole collapsed, and that has been this is the borehole, as you can all see. So it collapsed. So and that is a story for another day. So it collapsed. So and that is why this year, after we have seen the things that is happening, we say, okay, let's dig the second well, and we are lucky to have the well. The well is so fantastic. In the course of the rainy season now, till next year January, but I'm telling you, and even early February, we are going to enjoy massive water, because the well is having water, serious water. So though you can't compare it to borehole, but as a water manager and as an experienced fish farmer, we are going to manage the situation until we are able to escape through and dig another borehole. So that is the house as you have been seeing it. Our viewers that is abroad, they shouldn't bother that they have not finished this house. You know that in abroad, in many same countries, you cannot live in a house that is not totally completed. So, but this is Africa and this is Nigeria, and it is what it is. So, what has been the problem with us for this 10 weeks that we just discover? Then we have thought of maybe the light. We are using this one for reservoir that time, that okay, the reservoir is the problem. We thought of that. Later we thought of bulbs that is under iron before, because the farm light was under iron before. So later I brought it into this place temporarily, before I later now put it here just for aesthetic and more perfection sake, which does not have to do with the point. So a lot of things have been thought of in the course of that serious serial mortality. So but it is last 4 weeks exactly, last 4 weekend, that we now find out that, you know, some problem you solve them through inspiration. So I was just inspired. I sat down after we collected the new stock, which is currently running in this 2 point. So and they started to die again after a week, and I was like, what is the problem? This problem is not normal because we have not been using drugs. Like I've said, we don't use drugs. I've used little drugs before in the past, very little, but it's been long, and the farm has grown over those time of maybe using drug once in a blue moon, and it's just maybe I think that time multivitamin and fish biotic. I didn't really remember. So what is wrong? We have started buying drugs for this new set as well. Then I now think that, okay, can this thing be water? If you can see, sorry, let me interrupt the discussion. So this is the fence you can see that separate the farm and the house. You can see it's just a step, then you get into the house. So this is where we live as a family. So I now sit down that what can be the problem when we have this first well. Let me be going there so that this video will not be too long. When we have the first well for many years now, we are not having this problem. Why now? So this is the first well that has served uh, so well. So it's a fantastic well, you know. It has stand the test of time and still standing. So by next year we are planning to maybe, okay, don't let me go into that area again. There's no point. So but this is the existing well that we have been using for years, and it's trying. So we have two pump, as you can see the pipe that comes out. So one is DC and one is AC. So it's two pipe. They see, so the same thing with the new well. So and here it goes. Everything is fine. You can see the compound and you can see the farm. So to cut the long story short, it is I now begin to reason that this well is going to be the problem. So we now stop the well. That particular last 4 weekend, I bought chemical, I treat the well, then I begin to brainstorm, I begin to pray. So at the end of the day, I come to realize that this is our kitchen. So this our kitchen is this is the we have done the plumbing work. This is the standard plumbing work. You can see the PPR, then the 2 inches pipe, the 50 mm diameter. So, but all this one you are seeing, all this pressure, they are temporary. They are the one that we are just using on the temporarily until we are able to do the standard. So the inside of the house plumbing, you can see, is completed from inside. So, but the only thing that is remaining is the outside when the time comes. So most of these pipe you are seeing, they are temporary pipes. So that is why this thing that is coming down from the washing machine is the uh waste pipe from the kitchen and from the washing machine. Yes, this one is from the kitchen waste, and the same waste bring out washing machine water. And before that time, this is the pipe. You can see this 4 inches is what we just use to just control this thing from here so that it won't be flooding our kitchen entrance. So we just use this pipe. It lays on the ground here on the surface, and the water drops here. So that is point number one. So all the kitchen water, so it come from that place through this big pipe and just dump on the floor here for many years that we have been here now. So then the bathroom, we are just using one bathroom for now. It's temporary. So this is the temporary waste. that we are using, and it's the sheet is going inside the temporary septic tank here. So, and the water from the shower is this one that you are seeing underneath. So this one also is not connected anywhere. It has been on this ground as far as old as it is house. So this is where it dumps, and it just wet this place, and everything looks good. But now we have, this is it's the slope of the ground comes to where I am now. So the water will come like this and go like this. So, but before we dig this way, this is not the second well. Like I've said, we are not being able to finish the well because of the financial capacity, which there's no problem. That's the way I did the first one. Then when there's no money to, I first dig the well, put like 6 rings, then some years or like 2 years, I bought the other rings. So making all the rings in that way like 18 rings. So this one will take more than 18. Maybe it might be around 19 or 20. This one will take. So we just bought 8.5, and the number 8 here is having problem. The sound is not okay. So the installers, the ring installers, they didn't put it because of the condition of the ring. They said this is weak. So we only put 7.5 inside, which is okay for our need for now. So later on, we will remove all these things I used to guide the place. Then we install the rest, and that one also will be a story, uh, as it has always been. So now the whole erosion before will come through this place and flow to that place. And when a later month youth block to cross this place, and there are some fillings here, so the erosion didn't really flow. You can see I break somewhere here for the erosion to pass, but it's not still effective as the ground here is not perfectly sloped to that area. So what I did is that I watched the area. This thing I'm saying is because is before this work come into existence this year. So I'm telling the story of how the compound looks like. So as at that time, I put one pipe to this place. I see that it's a good location for water collector to go outside, and another pipe here again. So this another point. So these two pipe has been serving all the water that is coming all from this side, the erosion. So it has been coming. So the erosion will flow, and some will pass through this first pipe, some will go through this second pipe, and there's no issue. Now when we dig the well, we didn't finish it. So some erosion we still pass here. That time I didn't put all this sand. Let me bend down so that the thing can capture. You can see. So you can see that the block is filled up now. At least you can see the bottom of the block that I used to surround the thing before, and now put a nylon, then put a iron sheet, then put planks. So you can see this sand is not here before. So the water that is not passing here will pass to the other place. Then so while passing, part of the water is penetrating through the side of the block here. You can see it's penetrating through the side of the block here, and it's going down into the uh well. And why is it an issue? With my experience, and I've always say it, that a dirty water, if it is not contaminated, it will not affect the fish. The example is Acting Pond. Acting Pond at times erosion water enters, and when there is no issue with the erosion, it won't affect the fish in the Acting Pond. So I didn't bother because I know there's no problem, but I didn't foresee that all the chemicals, our bathing soap, our bathing water soap, the washing machine soap, the kitchen waste, everything is being washed from this surface of the ground. As though it's not obvious, but it is contaminated area. So that is what I later agreed on. So the first thing I did immediately after that last 4 weekend is I just went to the my customer shop. I bought this 2 inches pipe. So I network the pipe from the kitchen, then I bring it, as you are seeing, I brought it, so it went outside straight. You can see it went outside. So I first did that one. At the time I'm doing this one, we are not still 100% sure there is the water, but at least as it has come to mind that it is the water is the problem. Okay, let's control it. So I control it, then everything go outside from the kitchen and from the bathroom. That is number one. Then secondly, I now think of, okay, what is can still be done to preserve the well. So it is when then I now decide to pack sand to fill up this side way, so that water that is still coming, even if at all it is still contaminated, will not even pass through the side of the well at all. I hope you can see. So when it's coming, it immediately branch to this 6 inches pipe. It goes outside, and it is only the one that comes after the well now that can go into this pipe, and we follow here to outside as well. I hope we can now understand how this compound, this side of the compound is not the whole compound we are seeing, is being planned. So you can see now. So we control the erosion from coming to this place from whatever from the kitchen side. Then we waited for that. I think a week after the treatment. Then firstly, after we have blocked this place, that the erosion didn't come again, the pipe has been laid straight to the outside. What we now do again is that we now continue to pump the water away into the empty small pond that we are not using. We are pumping the water there so that we won't start using it immediately. So we try to neutralize anything that is inside the well. Despite that we have treated the water, we still decide to pump several times. Then after like a week, we take the bold step to push the water into the pond. And guess what? The problem is over. The problem is over till today. So since let's say 3 weeks now, we have been using this water again into our fish. So it was discovered 4 weeks ago, and we start using it 3 weeks ago after the treatment and the several pump out and the blockage of this water road, so that the water will not pass across. So with all this measure now, and like I said, I want to give it like, and thank God I've given it enough time now that we didn't use the water. We didn't use the water for like 4 weeks now. So and we started using it again since 3 weeks ago. So we show that, and the fishes now, except the normal mortality or cannibalism that they should have, we are not experiencing anything again, as you can see. So the farm is now stable, and everything is now back, and we are grateful to every one of our viewers, of our followers who have stand with us in those troubled times. Some people have given us advice from the comment section. Some have reached out to us, and we appreciate every bit of the advice. And as of today, I can tell everyone the farm are very fine. The farm is good. Everything is back in good condition. um what we just said about this new stock, which is 2000, is it 23 or 25? I think it's 25. No, it's 23, I think. So what we thought from this one is that maybe we have lost around 500 to mortality, because I'm sure we recorded around 300, though we didn't put it on video that time to post, because we are in serious issue that we are trying to run eta skater. So, and to that useless bed that push us again after the water problem, then I think I said I don't know how many we have lost to that bed alone under the 2 weeks that we noticed the bed was around, but initially we didn't know it was picking fish even inside the water. So, but when we noticed, we go straight to go and buy this this net. I hope you can all see. So the farm is back, and we have said maybe from that 2,300, we have lost, let's say, 400 to 500 fishes to the mortality again, the serious serial mortality, which I call it, and the useless nightmare that we have, which is the long mouth bed. And today the farm is okay. You can see the fish, the remaining fish. If it's 1,008, it's okay. If everything is 1,009, it's okay. What is important now is that the farm is back, and this one, like I've said, we can just do the skirting and restock into this place. So that will be a story for another place day too. Where just don't let me complicate or lump everything up. So the fish are fine, and the farm is now stable. There's no more crying. There's no more daily heartache. You can see we just changed this one water today. They are very fine. You can see. So we are not being able to feed the water to where it's supposed to be, because this now should be around the full pond is 7,000 liters per pond, 7 liters of 7,000 liters of water, and presently, like this level now should be around maybe 4,000 plus. Yes, of water, which is still not a bad level of water given uh, the size of the fish, and we only leave it one day interval before we drain it. Water level is just coming up because of the rain. So the time will come where we will have a surplus water for this farm, because we are even having two wells running simultaneously now. So thank you, everyone. I think we have learned something from the trouble that has come to our farm, that we have never ever experienced in the history of our catfish farming. The last 10 weeks has been a very big setback for us. But like I've said, there's no way you will not still learn one or two things. So in the process of the trying to find a solution, trying to find what the problem is, we have still gained something as a farmer. We have still met some other farmers like, we met farmers, we met ideas, we rub minds, everybody gave their opinion, but at the end of the day, the solution lies on this piece of land, and we are happy to finally get to where we are. So the farm will continue to produce as we have planned it by the grace of God, and everything is now going to be smooth, because, like we've said, apart from the early years of our trouble with the fish rearing, fish growing out or rearing or anyone, we have gotten our feet on the ground since around 2 years ago, or let's say 2 years, 2 years plus. Everything has been balanced. There's nothing like we're selfish, we are crying, or we are not happy. At least we are making our profit. Then last year, our storage tank, 6,000 liters, fall off again, and the thing got broken. The farming stopped before we now start again. Last year December, we do the stock. By December, the profit was very fine. The profit percentage was very fine, and the after the we stock again the second time this year, then the water problem came again. That is life, and that is business for us. But The most important thing is that we are able to overcome it. And thank you for staying with us at Faab Farms. We are so happy to have everyone on board. And if you are new to this channel, we have always said it kindly, please subscribe to our video. And if you have been coming across our video, kindly, and you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe. Let's build this family together. This is a business for everyone, and we can all learn. We can all bring something out from this small mighty project. And the farm is small, like I've just said now, but it is mighty, and what it will do over time is what really matters. So it is bye for now, and this is not goodbye, but see you all in our next video. Bye for now.